Welcome to the Unit 2, Balance of Payment of the same chapter, Foreign Exchange, Macro Chapter 5. Balance of Payment. In the starting of the chapter, we will get the difference between Balance of Trade, BOT, and Balance of Payment. That is BOP. Balance of Trade and Balance of Payment. Okay. Balance of Trade means the economic record of those transactions of a country which is conducted within the one financial year. All the economic record of the financial year which is dealing with only the visible and material goods of the country. That is, export and import of visible items of the country only comes under balance of trade. But in balance of payment, it records all the economic transaction of a country, not only including export and import, not only including the visible plus invisible, all comes under balance of payment. That is, all types of economic transaction of a country counted under balance of payment, but in balance of trade, only the export and import of visible and material good comes under balance of trade. So what we say here, both the export and import of visible and invisible item of a country comes under balance of payment, but in balance of trade only export and import of visible item. Okay, so what we see, all the items of BOT comes under balance of payment. Means what? BOT is a part of balance of payment. Okay, because of why? Each and every item of BOT comes under BOP. So BOT is called a part of BOP. Okay, and so BOT is a partial record of the foreign trade of a country because it is not including the invisible items. But BOP is the complete record of foreign trade of a country. This is BOP. So BOP is included in any kinds of policy formulation or policy making of a country because it includes all types of economic transaction of a country with rest of the world. But balance of trade conducts only some particular part of the foreign trade of a country. So BOP is a broader concept compared to BOT. Now, details of BOT. Balance of trade means the total or complete systematic record of foreign exchange of a country or foreign trade of a country. This comes under balance of payment. All types of economic transaction of a country comes under balance of payment. It has two parts. One is current account of BOP. Another is capital account of BOP. Okay, current account means where asset liability does not affected, and capital account asset liability is affected. Okay, in current account there are three components. One is export and import of visible item. Okay, X stands for export, M stands for import. Export and import of visible item or material goods. Suppose commodities, machines, these all are visible items. This come under current account of BOP. Second one is export and import of invisible items. That is, all types of services, technology, banking, insurance, these all come under export import of invisible items. Items are there but it is not visible. Visible means material goods, these are non-material goods. Third one is unilateral transfer. Unilateral transfer means one-way transaction. These two are the two-way transaction. We are exporting, we are importing. But unilateral means one-way transaction. Suppose India government give any kinds of assistance to another country. This is one unilateral, one-way transaction. In return, we may not expect anything. This is unilateral. Gifts, grants, donation given to another country or received from another country. This is unilateral transaction. These three comes under current account of BOP, which does not affect the asset and liability status of the country. Now capital account, where either asset or liability of the country changes. Asset liability status is affected. This is capital account. Here we have 5 components. 2 types of borrowing. First one is commercial borrowing. Second one is borrowing as external sources. Two types of borrowing it includes. Commercial borrowing means if borrowing is done on the basis of commercial purpose, that is business purpose, this is commercial borrowing. Suppose India borrow money for thermal power project. That time this is commercial tendency. India government will produce electricity and India government will sell to the public. That time India government will earn money. This is commercial borrowing. And that time interest rate is the normal interest rate, or in some time rate may be more than the normal market rate. This is commercial borrowing, where borrowing is made on the purpose of business or income motive or profit motive. This is commercial borrowing. Just reverse thing, borrowing as external sources. This thing is not done on the basis of business purpose. This may be done for welfare purpose, for welfare project. For example, suppose India government borrow from World Bank for the development of slum areas. That time this is not profit motive, this is welfare motive. That time interest rate may be less than the market rate, and in some cases there may be no interest is charged. This is borrowing as external sources. Okay, this thing is generally done by the developed countries for the underdeveloped countries. This is for welfare motive and this is for business motive. So 2 types of borrowings. Second, 2 types of investment. Foreign direct investment. FDI. Second one is portfolio investment. Two types of investment. Okay, in borrowing, government liability increases. In investment, government asset increases. So foreign direct investment means those investment which provide complete ownership to the owner. This is foreign direct investment. Portfolio investment which provide partial ownership. Suppose foreign direct investment, suppose any Indian company, suppose Tata purchase a foreign company. That time it is foreign direct investment, because Tata become owner of the complete owner of that foreign company. Suppose a person purchase a house in a foreign country. That time he become complete owner of that house. This is foreign direct investment. Portfolio investment means partial investment. If Tata purchase 40% share of a company, that time Tata become 40% owner, not the complete owner. That time it is portfolio investment. Means in portfolio investment there is partial ownership. And in foreign direct investment there is complete ownership. 2 types of investment: portfolio, foreign direct investment. And finally, 5th one is banking capital. Banking capital means those banks having the power to make business in the foreign countries, they also make their branch in the foreign countries, and that time there is movement of capital from one country to another. This is banking capital through bank. So these are the 5 types of capital account of BOP, where government's asset and liability, anything will change. Either asset will increase or liability will increase. So this is capital account of BOP, current account BOP, that is 2 types of 2 part of BOP. Our next topic is BOP disequilibrium. Okay, BOP disequilibrium means when countries export and import become disbalanced. Means is if export and import are not equal, then it is BOP disequilibrium. That is either deficit or surplus in BOP. Okay, in disequilibrium it includes both the deficit in BOP and also surplus of BOP. When deficit occur? When in technological development. Due to technological development, what happened? We are no need to import more good, we can export good because we can produce more good in our country. So these are the economic factors for which there may be disequilibrium in BOP. Second one is social factors. First one is cross border prejudice. Okay, cross border prejudice means unfair competition between the neighboring countries. That time also there occur disequilibrium in BOP. Unfair competition in the sense unnecessary if a country try to compete with the another country. Suppose a underdeveloped country try to compete with the developed countries. That time what happen? That time there will be unfair competition between them. And that time there may be more export of the country or there may be more import of the country. That time also there will be disequilibrium in BOP. Favorable change. Favorable changes means if India's commodity is highly demanded in the foreign country, then what happen? Our export will increase in the foreign country. That time there will be disequilibrium in BOP, that is surplus of BOP. Suppose Indian commodity is demanded highly or maybe some other foreign commodities which is highly demanded in our country due to favorable changes. That time what happen? That time our import will increase. So what happen? We will face deficit in BOP. So these are the social factors due to cross-border prejudice or due to favorable changes. Third one is political factors. First one is political instability. Political instability means if there is no stable government in the country or if there is war situation prevailing in the country, that time what happen? Our production level will fall due to unstable government or due to war situation. That time we have to import more good from other countries, means there will be disequilibrium in BOP. Second one is sometimes government of a country is not interested to produce all the good, means import tendency. Import tendency. Sometimes what happen in developed countries, they never want to produce any kinds of hazardable items in their country. Suppose plastic, rubber, glass, this type of hazardable product they do not want to interested to produce in their countries because it pollute the environment. That time what happen? They used to import those goods from the other countries. So they will face disequilibrium in BOP. So these are the political factors. So due to these factors, country face disequilibrium in BOP, either deficit or surplus. Now if there is surplus in BOP, then it is okay, no problem, because countries are gainer. Country is getting extra money, extra income from the foreign countries. But in case of deficit in BOP, that is country's import is more, export is less, that time how to solve the problem? Deficit in BOP. If there is deficit in BOP, now the measures to correct the deficit in BOP. First measure is deficit. When deficit occur? When countries export is less or import is more, then there occur deficit in BOP. So two main instruments, either we should try to increase our export. This is called export promotion. Export promotion means when we increase our export. Whatever we export earlier, now if we can increase more of those production, that time we can increase our export, then automatically what happen? Our deficit in BOP situation will be corrected. Second one is import substitution. Import substitution means earlier which good we used to purchase from other countries, now we are trying to produce in our countries. That time what happened? We are not required to import those goods from the other countries. This is import substitution. So by these two we can automatically correct the deficit in BOP. If these two is not possible, then third instrument is devaluation. Devaluation of domestic currency, which was done in 1991. Okay, devaluation. In devaluation, what happened? Government of the country or Reserve Bank of the country intentionally reduced the value of our domestic currency so that our export increases and import decreases. When there is devaluation, the value of our currency reduced. Suppose earlier it was rupees 70 per dollar, now it become rupees 80 per dollar. This is devaluation. Value of Indian currency reduced. By this what happened? Foreigners, they will purchase more good because Indian good become cheaper. Earlier spending $1, they get commodities of 70 rupees. Now spending same money, they are getting commodities of 80 rupees. Mean Indian commodity become cheaper, so our export will increase. Opposite thing, for Indians, foreign good become costlier. Earlier spending 70 rupees whatever we got, now we are spending 80 rupees for the same good, so our import will fall. So this is done intentionally to correct the situation of deficit in BOP. So these are the three instruments through which we can correct the deficit in BOP. So that's all of the chapter.